What comes to mind when you hear self-love? Maybe it's standing tall in your independence, being proud of your wins, or giving yourself relaxing spa days and green smoothies. Sounds nice, right? But what if we've been looking at self-love with a distorted lens? Self-love is often misunderstood. The real meaning of self-love goes so much deeper. It's about healing, deep connection, and mindfully creating a life where you can thrive, both with yourself and others. In this video, we'll uncover the biggest myths about self-love, which will help you take better actions to bring real transformation towards your personal growth. So stick around, because what you're about to discover might just reshape the way you think about self-love forever. Self-love isn't about isolation. It's about connection. One of the biggest myths about self-love, that it means becoming so independent you no longer need anyone. You might think, if I love myself, why would I need anyone else? That's not self-love. That's fearful self-protection pretending to be self-love. Sure, self-love helps you feel whole on your own, but it doesn't mean shutting the world out or living in a bubble of super independence. This mindset often comes from old wounds, times when you were let down or hurt by others. It's a trauma response that arose from pain. It's not self-love. True self-love is about healing those past traumas, so you can open yourself up to deeper, more meaningful connections. It's not about building walls to keep people out. It's about building yourself up to help you form authentic relationships rooted in trust and love. When you isolate yourself under the guise of loving yourself, you're not protecting your heart. You're putting it in a cage. And that cage, yes, it can feel like a strong fortress, but it's nothing more than a fancy prison. So remember, self-love isn't about doing life alone to prove your strength. It's about connecting with yourself and others in a way that feels safe and fulfilling. When you truly love yourself, you have the courage to be vulnerable, to let others in, and to experience the kind of relationships that nurture your soul. Self-love isn't pride. Thinking self-love is about feeling confident because of everything you've accomplished. You might find yourself saying, I stick to my routines, I'm mindful, I'm proud of what I've done. And hey, it feels amazing to see your efforts pay off. Acknowledging your achievements is absolutely important. But here's the catch. If your sense of self-love is only rooted in these accomplishments, it will eventually erode. Why? Because it ties your worth to external outcomes. And when those things falter, that confidence can quickly crumble. Basing your self-worth on external outcomes or routines is like building sandcastles. Sure, they're beautiful while they last, but the second life throws a big wave your way, they wash away, and you're left drowning in self-doubt. That's why I want you to understand that true self-love isn't about what you've achieved. It's about how you treat yourself when you fail or make mistakes, because that's when self-love matters the most. Without it, those tough moments can feel unbearable, like you're not worthy of self-love even. So learn to be self-compassionate. It's about offering yourself the same comfort you'd give a child trying something new. If a child fell or made a mistake, would you scold them? Of course not. You gently encourage them to try again without any pressure to be perfect. And that's the energy you need to bring for yourself. Extrinsic confidence might look good on the outside, but it crumbles under life's pressures. Real self-love is about holding space for yourself in your messiest, most imperfect moments. It's knowing your worth doesn't come from what you do. It comes from who you are. Thinking self-love is rude. One of the biggest fears about self-love, that prioritizing yourself will make you seem mean, rude, or selfish. But come on, let's be real. This fear often comes from a deeply ingrained habit of people-pleasing, where your well-being takes a backseat to keeping others happy. Even the thought of not bowing to others' needs can trigger that fear of being labeled selfish. But when you constantly put everyone else first, you drain yourself of all your energy. How long do you think you can keep pouring from this empty cup? Eventually, you will feel resentful towards the people around you, and then you will truly start being rude to them. So understand that when you prioritize yourself, you're actually filling yourself up with loving energies. This way you show up for people in a genuine, compassionate way. And instead of giving from a place of exhaustion, you give from a place of abundance. It's quite a paradox. The fear of not coming across as rude is what will lead you to becoming rude in the first place. So let go of the fear of being selfish and start prioritizing yourself. This way you tap into your higher self. You show up for others, not because you need their validation, but because you give love outwards because you're full of love inside. Self-love without self-awareness, it means nothing. Yes, you heard that right. We can tell ourselves, I love me, all day long, but without being truly attuned to who we are. Our strengths, weaknesses, and yes, even our negative aspects, these are just mere words. It only reinforces a false identity that doesn't lead us anywhere meaningful. We all have moments when we act in ways we're not proud of. Our toxic traits. Because true self-love isn't pretending to be perfect. It's having the courage to acknowledge your light and your shadows. It's about knowing your flaws and taking responsibility for them. When we skip this step, self-love turns into self-delusion. We might start treating others as if they're beneath us, justifying it under the guise of prioritizing ourselves. But real self-love is about balance. It's knowing your worth while respecting the worth of others. It's understanding that you deserve kindness and love, and so do others around you. This balance allows you to honor your needs without stepping on the boundaries or feelings of those around you. Without it, no matter how many self-care routines or affirmations you practice, you'll feel stuck because you're ignoring the deeper work. So flip the narrative. Self-love isn't about ignoring your toxic traits or pretending they don't exist. It's about facing them with compassion and committing to do better, one day at a time. Self-love is not just self-care. A common mix-up is thinking self-love is all about good habits like meditation, working out, or eating clean. Don't get me wrong, those are amazing things to do for your health and well-being. But here's the thing. Self-care happens on the surface. Self-love, that's deep inner work. Sure, working out and meditating can set an amazing route for inner growth. They give you clarity and energy, which make the deeper work easier. But no amount of yoga poses or green smoothies will fix the root of your insecurities, self-doubt, or emotional wounds. Without looking within, you're just putting a bandage on what really needs healing. Self-love is about going deeper. It's sitting with yourself when it's uncomfortable, unpacking emotions you've shoved to the side, and tackling those pesky thoughts and patterns that hold you back. It's about deep introspection and even seeking professional therapy to unpack these deep-rooted behaviors within you. Think of it like this. Self-care is watering the plant, keeping it alive and vibrant for now. But self-love? That's tending to the roots, ensuring they're strong enough to sustain growth. Without those roots, the plant might look great for a while, but eventually it'll wither before it ever reaches its full potential. So keep practicing and refining your self-care habits. That's why Habitual Harmony is packed with videos on building powerful habits. But don't stop there. Shift your focus inward too, because that's where the magic of true transformation happens. Now that I've peeled back the layers, it's clear that self-love is so much more than what we often assume. True self-love is a continuous journey, one of self-awareness, compassion, and balance. It's not a finish line you cross or a goal you achieve. It's a state of being, a way of life, and an energy evolves you from within. So ask yourself, how can you embody self-love in your life today? And if this resonates with you, share your biggest takeaway in the comments below. And if you want to dive deeper about how selfishness can be a key to self-love, watch our video right here. Be sure to subscribe and always remember, Habitual Harmony is here to help you bring more self-love into your life.